Alrighty guys, how are we doing today? This is another Blokey video, but in this one we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we're going to be doing an album review. So, out of nowhere, Eminem dropped a new album on us, Kamikaze, and honestly it's not terrible. It's definitely better than Revival, but most things are, so that's not particularly a surprise. What's unique about this album though, is that most of the tracks on it seem to be aimed at dissing other musicians. So that's always interesting. The album has quite clearly gone back to Eminem's original style, the sort of Slim Shady type of thing. The Paul and Eminem calls Paul skits, they're pretty cool. It's a bit of a nostalgia trip back to the MMLP and the Eminem show type of thing. The album also has some nice features with Joyner Lucas, Royce and Jesse Reyes, who I hadn't heard of before this album, joining Eminem on some of his songs. The album has a much quicker pace than his previous albums, which is fine, and it has much faster beats and much faster flows. The album begins with the song The Ringer. This song is pretty alright. It calls out Lil Yachty, and Eminem says that Lil Pump and Lil Xan are just imitations of Lil Wayne, which I quite agree with. Overall, it's a pretty decent introduction song, and on to the next one. The next song is Greatest, which is basically just a braggadocious type of song, and however, in a fateful twist of irony, it also calls out people for being braggadocious, which is typical Eminem style, which is always fun. On to the next song. If you can't tell by now, I'm going pretty fast paced with this. I don't want it to be too long of a review. Anyway, his next song features Joyner Lucas, which is fun, and it has a much faster pace with both of them rapping really quickly over their verses, and they both have really good verses, by the way. And again, they just call out other rappers, which at this point is just sort of settling into being the norm. I don't mind this song. It's pretty decent. Solid 6 or 7 out of 10. The next song is Normal, which is just another Love the Way You Lie / tragic ending / bad husbands type of song. Honestly, it's probably one of my least favorite songs on the album, and really skippable in my opinion. I don't really have anything else to say about it. I don't really like it as a song. The next song is Stepping Stone, which, on the contrary, I really do like. It's a really interesting song, and it's about Eminem's relationship with D12 and how he's sorry for using them as a stepping stone earlier in his career, after having 2 #1 hits albums with them and just nothing after that, sort of just using them as a stepping stone, as he puts it. The rhyme scheme in the song and what he talks about is really interesting. How he talks about everything that happened with him and D12. Proof's death obviously broke up D12, and I can see how motivation after that would be lacking, because it's really difficult to get everyone back together after such an awful thing happens. Personally, like I said, I really do enjoy this song. It's probably my favorite on the album. Definitely better than most of the others. The next song is another diss towards mumble rappers, and it is a song that features Royce the 5'9", which is really fun to hear because, like always, Eminem and Royce have really good chemistry together. However, I personally think Royce's verse was lacking. Eminem's was definitely better, and is basically just a 2-minute diss aimed at Machine Gun Kelly, and he really does tear MGK to shreds, and that's about all I can say. He just annihilates MGK. I feel bad for the guy, and again, honestly, I was quite underwhelmed with Royce's verse, but Eminem definitely did make up for it. It was a really great song. The next song is the title song, Kamikaze. I was gonna keep my complaint to the end, but I might as well do it now. Choruses on this album are god awful, like usual, like Revival. They're terrible, really grating on the ears, and the reason I bring it up on this song is because it's probably got the worst chorus in the entire thing, referencing back to his old song Fack, which is obviously considered one of his worst, or his worst song. And, you know, I don't really want to be hearing it, but that's fine. The rest of the song is pretty good. He does a lot of disses, which at this point is just the norm, and some dick jokes. He has like 4 bars of just a dick joke, so that's kind of fun. He just disses a bunch of mumble rappers, and that's just the normal. He also disses Machine Gun Kelly again. The chorus is basically about how he thinks Revival wasn't good, and he compares it to his song Fack. And it quite obviously shows that he isn't happy with Revival's reception. And overall, I'd say this song is pretty alright, but the chorus is really what drags it down. The next song, which I personally hate, and this is because it disses Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt. Obviously, I haven't done any other reviews on my channel, so you wouldn't know that I personally love Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt, and to me, they are some of the best artists of the new school, and it annoys me. But anyway, moving past this, he goes on to give shoutouts to Logic, J. Cole, Big Sean, Kendrick, Royce, and last of all, Hopsin, which just, what? How? How can he diss Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt, but then praise Hopsin? I don't know, it really annoys me. But yeah, take this review of the song with a grain of salt, because obviously it's really opinionated. I'm sure to a lot of other people it's like, yeah, it's a really good song, yeah, fuck Tyler the Creator, but to me, I'm not into dissing Tyler or Earl. The next song is just the title, Nice Guy. It makes me cringe. Anyway, this song seems to join up with the song after it, so I'll just review them together. Basically, it's just another love song where Eminem whines about his relationship being confusing and weird and how he just wants to have a normal relationship. The album wouldn't be worse without them, so if they weren't on it, nothing would change really. I just don't think they're needed. And on an album that's so hard-hitting and really going at other rappers, these songs just, they're out of place. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. The next song is the final song, and it is Venom from the soundtrack of the Venom movie that is upcoming, and I'm looking forward to going and seeing it. Overall, it's a pretty decent song, and it's probably the closest to a banger on this album. It's got a really interesting chorus where he does this thing with his tongue, where he basically rhymes things with venom, which make his tongue move around like Venom's tongue in the movie does. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, the overall rating, out of 10, I'd probably give it a strong 5 to a light 6. I definitely didn't steal that rating system from anyone. It's pretty alright, but the choruses bring it down, and the love songs, like always, aren't fantastic. I'd probably put this album between Encore and Relapse, so you got like Revival, Encore, Relapse sort of thing. It's not my favourite. Some of the songs are pretty good. I wouldn't say any of them are his top song sort of things. My favourite songs on the album are probably Not Alike and The Ringer, and my least favourite songs are probably Nice Guy / Good Guy and Normal. So overall, I'd say it's a pretty solid album, but not his best. Well guys, thank you for watching. I hope it was interesting. I did some things with a bunch of pictures that I had my mate draw for me. I hope you enjoyed that sort of style of everything. I might do more music reviews, I don't know. It was sort of just, this came out of nowhere, and I figured I might as well jump on it real nice and quick before no one cares anymore. So make sure you subscribe, leave a like or dislike if you didn't like it, of course, and leave a comment telling me what your favourite song and what your least favourite song were. This has been Blokey. Peace out, lads.